Hello everyone and welcome to this next LM simulation video here on YouTube. Today we are here in a bit of a different route. This is Train Simulator 2021 once again, but we are here in a bit of a different route, just testing it out basically. It's a route that has been out for quite a long time. It's a freeware route, so you can get it online free of charge through the UKTrainSim portal. So this route's been out for quite a long while, and I'll throw it in there. This is the Marston Vale Line, Bedford to Bletchley. Now, if you've never tried this route, I do suggest you do try it. It's a really, really good route, done to a very good standard, and whoever's made this route obviously has put a lot of time into it. So honestly, you know, they've done a lot of work to it, and very, very thankful for that. And that's why I wanted to showcase it in a video. So I made this scenario for the Bedford to Bletchley line many moons ago. We're talking about probably 2 or 3 years ago now, but it's bang up to date. It's got everything that you need in it, and I've upgraded everything to have AP, this, that and another, so everything's got Armstrong Powerhouse capability in it, which is brilliant. You'll see a lot of the Armstrong Powerhouse sorts of items in this scenario. However, obviously this is quite an old route. It is based on Kuju assets, unfortunately. As you can probably tell, the sky is very Kuju. A lot of the assets and textures are also very Kuju. The track itself is a Kuju track. It's made using quite old technology in the game, probably technology that went out with Train Simulator 2013, I'd say. It's not an amazing route by the current standards, but in terms of a really good, decent route that connects the Bedford to Bletchley line, it is fantastic. So I'm just going to show you the browser now. Here you go. This is the UKTrainSim site. This basically shows the Marston Vale Line as it is when you can download it, as you can see, using the current Sky settings and the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 150 pack. So set back in the London Midland era. Mine's set a bit in between, so sort of between London Midland and London North Western Railway. Back when the 230s started service, but they weren't very reliable, so they had to be kept getting replaced by the 150-1s. This is available over at UKTrainSim. I know it's a bit of a pig of a site if you don't have premium access. I pay for premium access. I know it sounds stupid, but just because I download so much stuff of it, and it's just ridiculous to have to wait in that queue. And then when you finally do get to the end of the queue, you've then got, you know, maybe half a megabyte a second broadband speed connection on their server, and it's useless. You know, I pay for high-speed internet in my home, and I don't expect to have to deal with stuff like that in the current day. But it's an old site, so you've obviously got to take what it is with it. So here it is, Marston Vale Line. You can download it. I'll include a link in the description. You need to have quite a few freeware assets, and it probably took me about, I'd say it probably took me about 35 minutes to get it all installed from start to finish, and I did this many moons ago, so it doesn't contain too much. You know, as you can see, your standard European Community Asset Pack, that came with Train Simulator itself, so you don't need to worry about that. The DCG bedpan line, which of course you need because you need to have Bedford. DCG South Wales Coastal, Bristol to Swansea for a few assets, and any Just Trains DLC containing their common library assets. So anything Midland Main Line or Western Main Lines, anything contains the common library. And then of course you've got a load of freeware assets used off the UKTS site. That is where the premium download thing comes in, because if you had to download each of them separately, it would probably take you anywhere between 8 and 9 days. Knowing what UKTrainSim is like. So I just paid for premium, and then each time I downloaded one, immediately accessible, decent internet speed. So yeah, it's worth the premium. It's only £17 I think for a year. I paid £17 a year or something like that. And given how much I download from there, 17 quid a year isn't going to break the bank. So anyway, so that is the route. This scenario essentially is called the BB Trek, and it is a scenario created by myself. Just going to read the description now. This will be available on Alan Thompson Simulation very shortly. Should be available once this video is up on YouTube. So today you're in charge of an evening London North Western Railway service from Bletchley to Bedford with a 150-1 in place of a 230 due to reliability issues. hopefully it should be an easy run, A driver. So this is a 60-minute scenario. You need the Marston Vale Line. Bit of Class 390 bits and bobs, some 319 UKTrainSim UK Wagons pack, RFC Class 66, and then of course you need Class 350 Enhancement Pack for some 350s and stuff like that. 700 pack for when you get to Bedford, that's super outs. The Class 222 pack from when you get to Bedford as well, that's just trains. And then also some Marston Powerhouse bits, including the 321 pack and the 37 pack volume 1. So there's a few different requirements required for this scenario, and this is essentially going to be beta test number 3 of this scenario, because I've done it twice now, and this is going to be my last beta test before I put it up on the Alan Thompson Sim site for everyone to download. It'll be free of charge like usual, although caveat in there saying that now I'm full-time working and back in the swing of things after COVID. There might be some changes to that, whereby I might have to go to sub only once again. Only because, obviously, anything that I make during my spare time is obviously impeding my spare time. So if I get a little bit of money back from it, even if it's only a couple of quid, helps towards the creation of further scenarios and getting more DLC. Because I don't charge anyone to watch my videos on YouTube, because I don't want to monetize, and I can't monetize even if I wanted to, because I don't have enough subscribers. But that doesn't matter, because I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm doing it simply so that I can enjoy the sim, and other people can enjoy my scenarios as well. So, without further ado, let's get into the scenario. So let's get the browser away, and here we go. So 150-105. I'm just going to do this quickly, just to get us Bedford. There you go. Good evening, drivers. Tonight you're at the helm of 2011 to Bedford from here in Bletchley. You should operate by Class 230. However, due to unit unreliability, the 150s are back. Open the doors here in Bletchley and set up ready for departure at 18:29. Right, so that's the doors open. We can turn the tail lights off. Is that what we want? Right or left? I'm going to keep it on right, because obviously it's not too dark yet. Right, so that should be most things. I hope everyone can hear it okay. I am going to boost the sound up for anyone who can't hear it very well. So there you go, nice little Class 319 there on the side. It's been a while since I've recorded a video, and some of the settings have changed and stuff like that, so you have to bear with me on that one. We currently have a red, so we can't go anywhere even if we wanted to. We've turned everything on. Interior lights, they can come on, and that's pretty much it. So we've got this nice little 319 in front of us that's headed up from Camden. The carriage side is just outside of Euston, so basically once this is all done we can then get on our way, which will be very good. We'll boost the sound up a little bit more, so about 25 decibels increase. Just so that you guys can hear the sim more than anything, because obviously, lovely to hear me talk, but it's always good to hear the sim as well. So, there we go. Everything's balanced now, that should be good. So, just waiting for a departure, 2 minutes till we leave. Got Pendolino coming past in a moment, and a 350 just arriving there. The 319 goes, and we get the road. So the day I'm recording this, currently 27 degrees outside, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. So to say it's warm is an understatement. However, I'm trying my best to stay inside today. I was outside a lot of the day yesterday, doing a bit of real life filming, so wanted to take the day off today, basically, and just have a bit better of a run. inside, drinks at the ready and everything, because this is going to be a 60-minute scenario. I've had to turn my main fan off because it's too loud when recording. It was causing my mic to go into haywire and stuff, so I've had to turn my little fan on, my little desk fan, which is doing a wonderful job of blowing as much hot air in my face as possibly. Not really doing a very good job. It's days like this that you really want air conditioning, but the problem is, you know, is it worth it? Good to go, driver. Please note you are following 0099, which has been dispatched out of Bletchley Cement Works as a rail operations group 37 has failed just outside Stuartby, so the rescue loco has priority. Tonight's return run 2012 has therefore been cancelled throughout. Oh dear. Alright, let's get going. Turning the game sound up a little bit because it's never very loud. Some trains in TrainSim are, some aren't. Depends on what you've got really. So I've got single yellow. Obviously we're going to have to take an eye out for this rescue loco that's on its way to Stuartby. So, this is the Bedford to Bletchley line, so we're just coming out of Bletchley now. On the left hand side you've got the sort of the sidings of Bletchley and the Bletchley TMD, and on the right hand side you've got the Bletchley Cement Works. So we've got some 350s in the sidings over there, and mainly the reason this is a class 150 is because the 230 does not exist in the game. I mean, the D train does. Well, not the D train, but the D stock does. But the is that us that's got a green? I hope so. So yeah, so I sort of set this scenario in the era when London North Western Railway was transferring over, so you got a lot of LNWR livery, sorry, a lot of London Midland livery still about. What the hell? That was a change of aspect. That was... Sorry, in real life that really wouldn't happen. Honest to God, this scenario drives me mental. That is an issue with the route. You know, obviously because it's not a modern route, it doesn't have up-to-date everything, but do apologise about that. Those sort of issues can't be helped, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to deal with it as we come. Anyway, so this is your service to Bedford. Today we call it Fenny Stratford. No laughing, please. Balbrick Hill, Woburn Sands, Aspley Guys, I think that is, Ridgement, Lidlington, Millbrook, Stuartby, Kempston Hardwick, Bedford St John's, and finally Bedford. So coming up on our first stop round the corner here, this is Fenny Stratford, is it? Fenny Stratford, yeah. That's it. Speeding just a little bit, but it should be okay. Yeah, I've got single yellow, so we'll bring it down. This is our first stop this evening. So, first time going along the Bedford to Bletchley line for a lot of people in this video. So, I hope you enjoy. Try and drive it just like they would in real life. There you go. I think we went a bit too far. The front doors probably won't open there, to be honest. But in real life they probably would, because we're nowhere near the end of the platform, but hey. Nice flashing single yellow there to signify we're going over to a double track line, which is what it is basically. I think for the route it is, I think this line needs to be double tracked. I'm not sure if it will be double tracked in the future. Obviously this is part of the east-west link, between Oxford and Bedford, I think it is, or whatever it is, Oxford and somewhere else. The one where they're clearing all the line at just north of Aylesbury, basically, to build the link that goes between Oxford and Bletchley, and then onward to Bedford. But if that does become a reality, and I hope it does, double track the line. You'll have to double track the line. The Sainsbury's there. Holding up all the traffic this evening. But we're late because obviously we're having to follow this 1 Zulu 99 that's having to go help this Rail Operations Group Class 37. So in real life, this route is used by Rail Operations Group and GVRF alike. They use it for unit deliveries and stuff that go through to London. They have to, obviously they come down the Midland Main Line, and then they have to at that point they then have to sort of find a way to go into London, but not sort of London as in London where you go down on the Midland Main Line. It doesn't really give you many options. That's the problem. The Midland Main Line is fantastic because it's got Leicester on it, it's got Derby Works, it's got Loughborough on it, it's got all the links are there. It's just it's got no proper route onto any line into London. It's got a link onto the Goblin, I think it is, but apart from that, it doesn't really help you, unfortunately. So if you're trying to get a unit to Ilford, or you're trying to get a unit to Willesden or something, if you're trying to go down to Wembley, your best route is down the Midland Main Line down to Bedford, and then follow this across here to Bletchley where we just were, and then head south on West Coast Main Line. So Balbrick Hill's our next stop in well, a couple of seconds. Got red already. There we go. It'll be one of those scenarios, isn't it, today, where you're just going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on the throttle. Never sure which one you want to pull, throttle or brake, Anyway, this is Balbrick Hill. So this line's famous for brickworks over at Stewartby, which we'll see very shortly. Or once we get to Stewartby, that is. So staggered platforms here at Balbrick Hill. As you can see, a lovely amount of attention to detail has gone into this route. Very, very, very frame friendly is what I call it. As in, the route creator has obviously thought about use of assets and there we go. And obviously how that impedes on like the frames and stuff. I think it's done really, really well in terms of a route. As you can see, this platform woven terms Asby Guys, Ridgewood, Lidlington, Millbrook, Stewartby, Kempston, Hardwick, Bedford, and Bedford. Still got quite a way. Should be fun though. Let's go. Again. Did that a bit soon. So this still has the first Great Western interior because this is a first Great Western product. I mean, in real life it doesn't. I'm not sure where the 150-1s went, the ones that were operated by London North Western Railway. My guess is they probably went to Northern and were reinvented as 150-1s there. So maybe they were took part in that extension thing. So Northern have this really weird unit extended project thing that they've done at their depot just north of Manchester, Newton Heath, where what they've done is they've taken both ends of a 150-1, so you've got one end and the other end, and to make it longer and extend it, they've put one end of a 150-2 in the middle, obviously with the cab at one end and the gangway door at the other end. and it's just a random 150-1 with a 150-2 strapped in the middle of it. Obviously, because you have gangways either end on a 150-2, but they don't want a -1. So very peculiar. But that'll only be because what they truly wanted was 150-0s, but a whole fleet of them. But obviously, the prototype 150-0s, there were only so many made of them in the 3-car variant, and the rest of them were all 2-cars. So if you haven't got gangways, unless you had to modify them, you'd have a real issue. So what they've done is they've basically taken a couple of 150-2s and split them up. You're going to get up to 60 today. Let's have a look. Hopefully so. Yeah, I do like this route. I mean, it's even if it's a bit Kuju-esque, I like to call it, it's still very, very nice to drive, fun to drive, a lot of detail. The route creators put a lot of love into it, you can tell. And we're certainly very happy with that. I mean, can't go wrong with a route like that. But, you know, as I say, if you're going to download a route like this, unless you know you have all the assets already, which is rather unlikely for any route, I would always suggest getting UKTrainSim Premium. I think it's like, you can pay for as little as like $4.99 for 3 months or something like that. And that covers you for months, let alone weeks or days, you know, so. Are we going to slow down quick enough here? No, we're not. That was close. Don't like this train at times, it's really difficult. Why would the S-car marker be there? Because by the time you pulled up there, you'd be on a red. And you can't dispatch on a red, so... okay. I've never understood that sometimes, why the S-car marker would be further on than the signal. Are we on a red? Oh, we're on a green. Thank God. I mean, yeah, the train fits in the platform absolutely fine. As you can see, loads of detail to the route. You know, you've got some warehouse facilities here, lorries here. Yeah, some work over there. Right, let's get going. We are late. See, there's a Costa over there. It's brilliant. So today we're using the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 150-1 Enhancement Pack, which is brilliant. Really, really good. I mean, it's not as in-depth as the 150-2 or the 156. I think are not enhancement packs, but rather just actual packs. But it's, you know, it's still got a lot of detail, and I really enjoy driving it. It's a fun drive. I mean, it keeps you on your toes, this route, because obviously, I know it's stop after stop after stop, but some people don't like that. Some people just like to whack it up to 11 and then, you know, allow the train to do the rest of the work. And if so, this scenario is not for you. This route is not for you even, to be honest. Because if you just did it non-stop, you would just get bored, because obviously you can only ever drive between two stations. That's Bedford and Bletchley, or Bletchley and Bedford, you know, so it's fun to be able to do something else. Hoping I'll slow down in time now. My route knowledge is not brilliant on this route, obviously, because I don't sign it in real life. I'm not a train driver in real life. Also because I don't tend to drive it very often. It's one of those routes that I get round to because it's nice and fun, but I don't swear by it, so. A lot of level crossings though. It's quite fun for the old level crossings. I think they're all CCTV operated at least, I think. I don't like that because there's another route I know in real life that has a lot of level crossings, and I've I've got to go across it very soon, and that's the Crewe to Derby line. Has a lot of level crossings, especially between Stoke-on-Trent and Derby, the route via Uttoxeter. A load of level crossings on there, and last time I went across it, I did it fine from Stoke-on-Trent to Derby, but when I came back from Derby to Stoke-on-Trent, we ended up stuck at a level crossing, and there was probably a queue of traffic about 2 miles long. Presumably the level crossing had failed. That is the problem with level crossings, they're never perfect, so technology never is. So, I can only imagine that on this line it must be very similar, because if you get one level crossing goes down, the rest of them might as well go down. So there's not that much AI in this route, only because obviously there's not going to be any AI in the other direction, because we've got a broken down train, which gives me an opportunity to have to be able to focus a lot more on the route rather than the scenario, which is exactly why I created this scenario. I did it specifically for a YouTube video, because it's the sort of scenario that allows you to focus on the scenario rather than the route as much. Focus on the route rather than the scenario as much, because you know, that way you can focus a lot more on showcasing the route. So our next stop on this service is Richmond, 1.4 miles. We will get up to 60 on this, certainly. That light engine will be miles ahead by now. And it gives me a chance to basically showcase the Class 37 as well. Who doesn't like the Class 37? Can't go wrong. So in terms of scenery, it's a very, very, very nice route. Obviously the route creator has spent lots and lots of time on this. Released way back in 2017, which is now 4 years ago. So it's not a new route by any means, but people just don't tend to know about these routes until people review them, until people put them on YouTube videos. So this might be the first time you've ever seen this route, and if so, mission accomplished. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you do download it. It is a very, very good route indeed. For something that just uses basic Q2 assets everywhere, it's brilliant, you know. This showcases the best of route building back in a certain time. Obviously, I like the use of these pipes and stuff you wouldn't get in normally in your standard route. So, as we approach our next station calling point here, lots of traffic and bits and bobs. It's done very well. Also, you've got the British Rail sign up there, like you would. Nice bridge as well. Another S-car marker that's beyond the signal. We'll stop here, that'll do. There you go, this is Richmond. Another level crossing. This one's making a racket. But look, you know, you've got the CCTV cameras, do not trespass signs, you've even got the telephone to call the signaller. And some public toilets. Done very well indeed, I must admit. Off we go! Taking these stations off nice and quickly. Lidlington is our next station calling point, that's Lidlington. Okay, this Classic 50 to power up out of here. That is very fun indeed. Let's whack it up to 11 and watch it as it goes. Certainly a very, very fun route to drive if you're going to be doing the stopping trains. It gives you a bit of a service pattern to follow, and there can be disruption and bits and bobs. You can make whatever you want out of the scenario. You can do whatever pleases you. And this really is fantastic. It gives you the opportunity to do that for sure. So, across we go, this embankment, very nicely done as well with the embankment fence and everything. That is, sometimes I struggle to believe this is a Kuju, asset route. It seems to me it's a lot more. Anyway, here we go into Lidlington, which is a nice fast approach by the looks of it. One thing I've always wanted someone to do in Train Simulator, and if anyone's listening, and if any mod developers are listening, honestly, don't know if it's possible. I think the lack of it already suggests not, but if there's anyone in the world that can turn horn noises in this game up to 11, as in make them a whole shit ton louder than they are at the moment, sorry. But it really needs to be done, because horns in real life, if you get a Pendolino, yesterday I was at Acton Bridge, for example, and I had some Pendolinos going past me, and if we had some track workers a little bit further down the line, and one of them did the horn just as it passed. Only a little did-do, but, absolutely makes your heart jump, because you don't expect it. I didn't know there were some track workers down the line at that point, but I did after that, so... They don't do the horn for us, that's for sure. There we go. Lidlington. But yeah, honestly, it's really, really loud, and I've sat up front in a 150-1 of Northern, probably just behind the driver sort of area, in the front coach, on the line that goes between sort of New Mill Central and Manchester Piccadilly, and in and out of those tunnels doing the horn. Bloody hell, you can hear that horn. Oh, it's ridiculously loud. So to have it as, it doesn't really, to me, it should be blowing your speakers up sort of loud. And we'd never had that. Even in TrainSim World, it's I'm going to be honest, it's worse in TrainSim World. It doesn't make any sense why you can't just simulate the one thing trains are famous for. One main thing is the sound of the horn. So next stop is Millbrook, and then Stuartby, so we're nearly at this failed train already. I mean, you can barely hear that horn, and I'm sorry, but the horn would be louder than the engine. But I don't know, honestly, it's probably impossible to do. That's probably why no one's done it. Maybe you have to edit .sound files or something or another. People will know better about it than I will, but there you go, nice little fun and games on the horn. don't really respect London North Western Railway at the moment because waiting for my train home from Acton Bridge yesterday, and approximately 30 seconds before it arrived, an announcement came on, the 13:16, or I think it was the 12:16, London North Western Railway service to Liverpool has been cancelled, and then within 30 seconds the train came flying past and didn't stop. I spoke to another, it's not a regular station for me, I don't visit it regularly at all. In fact, yesterday was the first time I visited there since 2016. But I spoke to someone who lives there and commutes on that line, and a woman there told me that apparently the same thing happened last week, same train. Rather bizarrely, so I don't know whether it's an issue with the timetable or if it's something else. But it's very bizarre because they didn't announce it until 30 seconds before the train arrived, and then it just flew past, and then you had to call on the help point, and there's very little they can do. They can't book taxis for anyone, unfortunately, not via the help point, so you just have to book your taxi and then claim the money back from London North Western Railway. So I've still got my tickets, so next time I pop down to the train station I'll go get a refund or something or another, delay repay or whatever they do these days. There we go, that is Millbrook. So, I thought I'd show you the route map now. So this is where we start. This is the line from, well, it says Swanbourne, but that's the line that goes down to, meant to go down to Oxford and that way. They're currently rebuilding this viaduct at the moment, so but you've got two routes off it, West Coast Main Line or down towards Fenny, Stratford and Bedford. And then the other end of it, you've got Bedford, carriage sidings and the station, and a little bit further up. And then you've got this is Stuartby here. Just on the left, once we arrive at Stuartby, you'll notice there's a big sort of building, factory, I think left and right there, and that factory there is the old brickworks, and I think it was class 31s, maybe, class 20s even, used to operate heavy freight trains down this line, in multiple, for the brick trains that used to come out of there. Obviously the brickworks are long gone now, but it hasn't been pulled out yet, so don't know whether it has in real life. I mean, probably just houses now, to be honest, but you never know. So our next stop is here. We've got a failed service. Essentially the service is a ROG class 37, which is hauling two class 321s and 322s from Doncaster, not the Wabtec works, no, Doncaster West Yard, which I believe is just the sidings there at the station, to Southend, Victoria. It's obviously the northern class 321s and 322s have been retired now and replaced by 331s, I believe, and as a result, these trains have been returned to Greater Anglia before they get scrapped. Obviously, I think very soon, once the 720s have had all of their issues fixed, because they're still having issues with the 720s last time I heard, which is why there's a load of them based still at Wembley doing mileage accumulation between Wembley and Crewe. Right, we'll slow down here because obviously there might be people on the track inspecting this failed train. This isn't prototypical. I don't think this train failed in real life. It's just one of those services. So get us down below 20. To around 10 miles an hour as we approach the station. That'll do. They know we're here, which is good. There you go. Rail operations group class 37. Lovely. Welcome to Stuartby. Actually 2 minutes early, we were due at 18:57. Doing quite well. So, oh god, that's a bit close. This is us today. Cepheus has failed, 37884. To be fair, I haven't seen 37884 out for ages. Whenever I see a rail operations group loco doing something, it's always a 57. I don't know what's happened to these 37s. Ready to proceed. Please not exceed 50 miles an hour until clear of the failed train due to network rail staff being line side, and also blow your horn prior to departure. Right. And as such, they know we are coming. The ex-Northern 321s or 322s. Obviously, that's not going to get down to Southend very soon. I've evaluated this scenario, and where it's failed is a really poor location, because the light engine to pick up the failed train, which is this, is currently in the sidings here. Even if it did cross over and get to the end here, it couldn't pull the train into the sidings because the Class 66 doesn't have a unit coupler. Obviously, there's a unit on that end, so it'd have to have some sort of unit coupler to be able to couple to that Buckeye or whatever it is. So the only way to haul that out of the way would be to get the Class 66 to then go all the way back on this line, can't go back on that line, wrong direction, and then have to cross over somewhere and then go all the way back, wrong line running on the other line to pick it up. Whatever it is, it's a mess, and that just shows you how bad things can become. With failed trains. Anyway, so now all we've got is Kempston Hardwick, Bedford, St John's and Bedford. So there you go. An hour has passed very quickly, that is for sure. We are we're about 42 minutes into the video, so might get to an hour. So this locomotive has got to do a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It'll be nice and fun. So say hello to the driver. And about 66, 702 is playing rescue today. Right, let's just go past this. Oh, blimey, we are holding up quite a queue, aren't we? Probably because the level crossing over at Stuartby is shut because of that failed train. Maybe they'll reopen that. So Kempston Hardwick is, I think, where we've got a timing stop. That's coming up in approximately 0.44 of a mile, so let's start to slow down. Lovely hay bales in that field. As I say, this scenario, this route is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, apart from the sky textures, which obviously could do with some AP treatment, that's about it. Honestly, it's really, really enjoyable route, and I'd give this a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, I know it's not a massive route, but it fills a gap that obviously a void that needs to be filled in Train Simulator. So here we go, this is Kempston Hardwick. We're here until 1905, so we've got a little bit of time to kill. And all these people are going to be waiting for a short while we... That's quite a queue, isn't it? Anyway, so this is Bedford to Bletchley line. Of course, complete scenario, finished, complete route. Very, very fun to drive and enjoy. So if you get an opportunity, really do. Well, I don't insist, but I really advise you to get this route. If you want a nice drive, this platform for trains to Bedford. Oh, there seems to be a sign on the other side. This platform for trains to nowhere else. But yeah, you know, even from the gates that he's put in and everything, honestly, whoever's made this route has done a fantastic job. You know, absolutely fantastic job working on it and developing it. Obviously, you know, if I just point this here, you know, you could mistake that for an AP route from some angles, because honestly, it's very, very well done. And that standard of route building is something that I admire in people. And with that, I come on to the point that Train Simulator have now released something that I didn't expect. So I filmed this around the time when the Reigate extension has been released for the Brighton Main Line. The Brighton Main Line's been out for Train Simulator donkey's years. Wasn't one of the first routes in the game, but it's a legacy route basically. So it's been in the game for a very, very long time. I can't remember when they added it. 2015, 2014, something like that. Years ago, basically. And for some unknown reason, Dovetail Games have used their initiative or their whatever it is with Rivet Games, their collaboration with Rivet Games, in order to extend that route the 1 point something mile to Reigate. And then they want to charge for it. The logic behind this is something I cannot fathom or understand. You cannot... Oh, we're leaving already, are we? Oh, blimey. Didn't expect that. I thought that bar was going a bit quickly. Okay, right, we're fine. Get on our way. Yeah, but it's the logic I cannot understand, is how they can feasibly create a very, very short extension and then fill it full of standard Dovetail Games assets that look extremely similar to the original route, so not upgraded, nothing, just standard, and then happy to release that for $7.99. I think that's how much it is, $7.99. So for $7.99, you don't get an extension to the route, you don't get anything like that. What you get is a mile of track between Red Hill and Reigate. That's it. That's all you get. And I think you get some scenarios with it too, but bollocks to the scenarios. They could release no scenarios, you know, it won't make any difference. The base of it is the fact that someone has gone out there and said, you know what, as a business proposition, let's create a station. Not a route, you know, just a station. So if this is the way that Train Simulator is going forward, then I'm sorry, but it does look like Dovetail Games have completely given up on it, honestly. The pure Brighton Main Line route, the core route, is staying exactly the same. All that they've done, Rivet Games have done, is laid a bit of extra track to Reigate, which might have I can't even remember, it might even have originally been there in the first place. And then just put some scenery on it, and then got ahead and said, right, here you go, here's an extension, $7.99. It wouldn't surprise me if that is the poorest performing Train Simulator add-on they've ever released, because it is, in no other sense of the word, it is a complete rip-off, an absolute complete rip-off. No one in their right mind should buy that. If it means to condemn Train Simulator to its death, then it'll only have freeware and third-party developed stuff in the future. Fine, but I think this whole route here, yeah, you've got to have a few payware assets to get it work, is free of charge. You're getting what, 20 miles of track between Bedford and Bletchley for free. for absolutely zilch. If you're happy to wait 8 hours for it to download, but fundamentally, the route is free of charge. That is it. Why couldn't this extension have been free of charge? It doesn't make any sense why you would charge for something with such little content. Honestly, I mean, even if their next route was from one station to another, it's one more station, and they charge $7.99 for it. It's one more station, and they're releasing this one, which it doesn't make any feasible sense. And people don't understand it. People just aren't going to download it because no one should ever have to pay $7.99 for a station as an extension. I think people would genuinely be happier if instead of creating a station for $7.99, they charged $14.99 and completed the route as they've done it in TrainSim World, so they've done the East Coast Way. So if they just added the East Coast Way to it, added Hove to it, added Reigate to it, and then gone, right, here you go, $14.99, here's an extension, yes, that would be worth it. It would be insanely worth it. People would probably pay $24.99 for that extension, because it's technically a whole new route, latched onto an existing one. They would definitely pay $24.99 if you then also went round and upgraded the Brighton Main Line to current assets. It's just a business idea that, to me, is absolutely ludicrous. Makes no sense at all. Let me speed in here a little bit. There we go, into Bedford St John's. Anyway, let me know your views in the description below. Sorry, not in the description, in the comments below. I'm intrigued to hear what other people have in terms of a view on that. My view is very strict. You know, they are the developers of the game. I expect so much more from them than that. The quality of the stuff that's being released for TrainSim World is wonderful. Is absolutely wonderful. So why has the QC, the idea... In fact, this isn't even about quality control. West Coast Main Line South was about quality control. This isn't about quality control. This is about trying to find which idiot has gone from Rivet Games, has gone to Dovetail Games and said, you know what, here's $7.99. We can charge you for a station. That's just insane. I think genuinely it's insane. But we'll have to wait and see. So, I mean, you look at the amount of detail in this route. You've even got a nice EWS van here. Look at that. That's cracking. And so, the final stretch into Bedford. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Just wanted to showcase basically the Bedford to Bletchley line in all of its glory. As you can see, it's got loads and loads of detail, that is for sure. Going to get a little bit laggy around here, unfortunately, due to the 700s. I don't know what it is about them, but I think if you put too many in one place, it starts to worry the game a little bit. But nonetheless, it is a fantastic route. Honestly, I rate this 8 to 9 out of 10 for use of assets, detail, affordability, all of the boxes. Tick, 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 tick. This is fantastic. Reigate extension, cross. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10, decent station, that's about it. Yeah, that's literally probably about it. I mean, look at this bridge, this is insane, look at that, that is fantastic. Anyway, really fun drive this, and if you want to download it, I have provided a link in the description below, just have a look. This scenario will be up on Enhancement Simulation. I'm going to publish it after I've processed this video for the YouTube, and then once we've done that, we'll then be able to get it up on Enhancement Simulation. And this is called the BB Trek, so the Bedford to Bletchley Trek, but it's going to be called the BB Trek. So keep an eye out for that over at Alan Thompson Simulation. This will be probably my last scenario. This is free of charge. So, you know, I'm very, very sorry about that. To anyone who likes free of charge scenarios, I like free of charge scenarios. You know, I try my best to keep them like that. But unfortunately, everything in life is getting more and more expensive. And in order to be able to fund future content, it's only fair that I allow people to be subscribers to Alan Thompson Sim, have some loyalty to the ATS site, and therefore you can download my scenarios free of charge all you like, but until that point. I used to have sub-only content. I then said no, I'm going to make everything free because it's only fair on the TrainSim community. At that time I didn't realise how profound the effect of COVID was going to be, so unfortunately it has created quite a lot of money issues for a lot of people. But you know, obviously everyone's got to have their demons, and some of us it's money, some of us it's food, TrainSim addiction, I don't know. But you know, obviously we'll have to wait and see. But I hope you've enjoyed this video nonetheless. Do leave a like, comment and subscribe, and you'll see me in the next video here on LM Simulation. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you're doing, day or night, evening, weekend, and I'll see you in the next video here on LM Simulation. Thank you for watching, ta-ra, and goodbye.